All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Ram Report for a Wednesday, hump day. It is Wednesday, September 29th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your day. As always, don't forget to subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by bullpenpicks.com. Anybody can play, anybody can join. Sign up today and follow the top scores each and every day right here at bullpenpicks.com. Underdog is our leader at 820. Nikki Batts at 803 and Kai Cobb at 800 are your top scores right now at bullpenpicks.com. Also, don't forget, put in those parlays each and every day at parlaycalculator.com. In fact, when you go to the calculator, put in the numbers of the money line. So let's say I got a 110 price here today, and I got a 140 underdog, and I also like another 150 favorite. And let's say I like a 190 underdog, and I'm putting $50 on that bad boy right there, that bad boy ticket. And you calculate it, and they'll pay $1,057.27, and that's how you use the parlay calculator right here at parlaycalculator.com. All right. Hope you guys are having yourself a good morning. I can see the Ramblers and Gamblers stumbling into the bullpen, and I want to say good morning to Isaiah. First one in. There's Telly. Good morning, Telly. Elliot, Ronald. Hey, how you doing, Elliot? Part of the family right there. There's the Sniper from the Peg. We got Ball Cash from the ATLs in the house. Eddie O from Montreal. We got Kevin Coleman. Let's eat today. Let's wear out a path to the payday window. And Braves money line. Isaiah, man, you guys are right into the baseball, eh? No messing around. Let's get right to it. Let's get to that window, right? Let's go cash that ticket right now. And yeah, that's awesome. It's good to see you guys are full of energy this morning and waiting to cash in. And speaking of cash in, nice day yesterday with the selections. I had the Atlanta Braves as my 5-star best bet. And again, when you go to ATS and you go to MLB picks, and that's what you get when you get a membership here at atsstats.com. It's $24.99 a month, $19.99 if you use promo code FB21, which expires tomorrow. And you get picks from all the sports: college football, Major League Baseball, NBA, NHL, CFL, NFL. And yesterday, my top play was the Atlanta Braves. What a great game that was. It went right down to the wire, bases loaded, and they got the job done in the final inning. And some good baseball game. The Jays, never showed up yesterday. I had the push on the under in that game. That was my 4-star over-under, was the Jays under. My upset special was the hottest team in baseball, the St. Louis Cardinals. And I believe I had the over, and I want to say Seattle as my 2-team parlay yesterday. And we had the Rays, I believe, on the St. Louis Cardinals, our system play. So it was a pretty good day overall. And let's see what the people are saying. There's Mitchell Watson. Good morning, Mitchell. Will the Kraken win a game, Ron? Of course they will. Of course the Kraken will win a game, right? The Seattle Kraken, the new NHL team. It'll just take time. But, look at Vegas, right? Who thought Vegas would go to a Stanley Cup within, 2 years of existence? So, hey, if Vegas can do it, I don't see why Seattle, and they got a lot of veteran leadership on that team. Anytime you get a senior team, that's a new word for veterans. Hey, a senior team, just like when we have a senior moment on the golf course, you never know. All right, what do we got on tap here today? So let's take a look at the schedule, and we always have a good show for you guys here today. And what we're going to look at, we're going to look at the SBI. I'm going to go through the offense and defensive scoring in the NFL. I'm going to take a look at the standings in Major League Baseball. I got some things I want to show you on some of the top teams from a home and away point of view. I'm going to go through Major League Baseball's best favorites and underdogs the last 2 weeks. NFL ATS records, college football search. I got a good search query I want to show you guys. ATS stats, computer picks, the week 3. And teams that in the NFL that started. So remember last week I showed you records of teams that went 2-0 or 0-2 to start the season. Well, we're going to do the same thing this week with teams that are 3-0 against teams that are either 0-3 also, right? So we're going to take a look at those 3-0 teams, and then we're going to take a look at the teams that are 0-3 and how they do in the next game in week number 4. All right, again, my name is Ron Raymond. I'm a sports handicapper here in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Crazy Canuck over the above the 49 parallel, and you can find me each and every day. That's where I hang my hat. Depending on today's hat of the day is the Yankee hat. I thought I'd wear a Yankee hat today, and That's where I hang my hat here, right at atsstats.com on our YouTube channel. I do a live stream each and every day at 10:30 Eastern, and you can find it Monday to Sunday each and every day right here at the Rain Report on our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, type in Rain Report or ATS Stats, and it should take you to our front page right here at the Rain Report on our YouTube channel. Also, if you go to our YouTube channel, I got 30 videos to show you guys each and every day. In fact, let me bring that up right now. If you go to our front page and just scroll down below this video, you're going to see Ron's 30, right here. Where is it? Ron's top 30 sports betting tips. And I did these videos in the month of July, those dog days and summers of July when there was only baseball going. And I got it from my book where I wrote in 2009, Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets. And some of these secrets or these tips have been pretty good to start the year, especially in college football. So if you go here, you can just click on Ron's Top 30 Sports Betting Tips, and you can see all my tips right here. There's about 4 hours of video, so if you're really bored, you don't want to kill a day, there's a good way you can do it just by watching those videos, right? All right, what else we got on tap here today? Again, this is a sports betting business podcast, and what we do each and every day is we just try to, what have you done for me lately, right? We just try to give you information that you can use today. And I'm going to change it up this week when the college football Thursday and NFL football Friday. I'm still going to do the videos, but they won't be live. They'll be pre-recorded, and then I'll put them up I'll probably do the college football one this afternoon, and I'll load it up. This way, if it's an hour and a half, you can see it all, and then you can fast forward through it, because some people don't want to hear about Akron against Marshall, right? Hey, when you're talking about some of these college football games, an hour and a half seems a bit long. So I want to keep the flow of the show going, and we talk about what's going on that day. And I'll do the same thing with the NFL. I'll have an NFL video. And then and on Thursdays and Fridays, we can still talk about college football, but just not an hour and a half of it, right? All right, let me see what everybody's saying. I'm wearing a gray Yanks hat too. It's all about new mascots, and that's why the Yanks are on fire, says Elliot V. Hey, you know what? ABC, always be closing or always be showing me the money. And right now, the Yankees. Again, I said this many times. I'm just a sports fan. I love wearing sports memorabilia, hats or shirts, and no allegiance, right? My allegiance is to the McDonald's here in Canada. That's what they put on the $100 bill, the Sir John A. McDonald's, or the Benjamins down south, right? That's where our allegiance lies when you're in sports betting. All right. Hopefully everybody having yourself a good morning. Hope you got a cup of Java with you, enjoying the show. And again, if you missed the show live, not to worry. You can always see the replay each and every day right here on our YouTube channel. And that's the beautiful thing about YouTube, is that if you don't, you can't make it live, you got that day job that's in the way, then you just watch the replay, right? And fortunate for me, this is my day job, and I like it, and I love it, and I love bringing you guys information each and every day. Hey, guys, says John X. Big high five from John X. Big high five back to you, John. And thanks for tuning in. All right, let's go to the pay our respects to the horse racing industry. We do that each and every day. And we go to, today I thought I'd go to Indiana Grand. And, I looked at all the tracks here today. Yeah, Wednesdays and Tuesdays, not a big track day, right? So I said, let's go to the track that has the biggest purse. And sure enough, it's going to be Indiana Grand today. And post time today at Indiana Grand in race number 1 is at 2:25 Eastern. It's 6 furlongs on the dirt. First race is an allowance race, and we are going to go 315. Oh, look at that. I saw Joe Fraser there. A little boxing analogy right there. 315 in race number 1 today at Indiana Grand. And aggressivity with Loveberry taking the ride here on the number 3 horse. 6-1 morning line on aggressivity. Loveberry at 38% in the money, the last 100 race. Williston Way with Morales taking the ride here on the 1 horse. 3-1 morning line here on Williston Way. And there's smoking Joe Fraser right there. Esquivel taking the ride here on Joe Fraser, the 5 horse. 9-2 morning line on Joe Fraser. Now, if you're going to play the Joker, the value play of the day, look at that. 30-1 long shot on the 6. Close the case, and let's close that ticket at 30-1 with the Archer taking a ride here on Close the Case, the 6 horse. And again, if you're going to play the Joker selection, always recommend the Double Dutch betting system. And at 31, this is a good way to do it. So let's say you got a $20 budget. Put $10 to win, $10 to place on the number 6 horse. So this way, he comes in first, you get paid twice. He comes in second, you get paid once. And 30-1, it'd probably pay more than if, say, Wilson Way comes in at 3-1, right? All right, so that is the race number 1 today at Indiana Grand. Now, if you're going to play an exacta today at Indiana Grand, 311556, and that's an exacta box. And if you're going to go trifecta, 315615 trifecta box. Always remember to box those horses. I got a couple of new members there. Tracy Smith I saw, and the driver. And there's Ben Harbuck. How you doing, guys? And wow, it looks like somebody's promoting the show, because I've never seen 3 subscribers in a minute here, so that's awesome. All right, what do we got here? Glad you love our jobs. Glad you love your job, says Elliot V. Yeah, no, you know what? I always say I can do this job for free. It's one of the best things that I do in life. And you know what? Here goes another Ron Raymond rant. I say this to all my nieces and nephews all the time. The daily routine that you have in life is the most important thing in your life, right? When you think about it, you wake up, your daily routine is one of the most important things in your life. And as long as you have a good daily routine in your life, and to me, the biggest disease in life is called boredom. And anytime when you think about boredom, right, you can get in trouble in many, many ways with boredom, right? And so what I always say to young people, or my nieces, I'm always telling them, what, enjoy your daily routine, because you got to wake up every morning and you got to love what you do. If not, you'll be struggling. You'll find your happiness or your purpose in life. And and I always recommend to people to read the book Think and Grow Rich, right? If anybody read that book, Think and Grow Rich, it's a really good book. It's one of your have to read type books, right? If you're into motivation and you want to get better in life. But I think Think and Grow Rich is a very good book, and you got to have a definite purpose in life, and that's where I got that word, definite purpose, from Think and Grow Rich. And your daily routine. If you have a really good daily routine, you'll have a great life. And boredom is evil. You know what? Hey, I'm not ashamed to say it. I've had trouble with alcohol back in the day, and I'm 21 years sober. And to me, I look back and I say, you know what? Boredom killed me, and that's why boredom led to my drinking too much and back in the day. And I'm really proud to say that I'm 21 years sober, and I love it. And I wake up each and every morning, and I'm thankful that the people in my life. And so not to get too sappy on you guys, but again, boredom is a disease, and you got to have a great routine in your life. And once you do, you'll see that it'll be fun waking up each and every day. All right, enough of the rant today. A little Ron Raymond specialty right there. I like to go off track sometimes, but sometimes you do a show like this, and the thing that makes a really good show is when people, it's like a series, right? When you watch a series, you get into the character, right? You watch Breaking Bad, you watch Bosch. I love Bosch. Bosch is one of those. I think Bosch is one of the best characters in honest, true to his words, and those are the type of guys that I like, right? All right. So, a little bit about me, about my history, and now we'll get on to the show. Okay, let's go to the SBI, the Sports Betting Index, and let's take a look at, let me see, SBI. Let's see what's come in the last couple of days, and appreciate you guys with the nice comments right there. And, so, hey, that's what makes, you guys get to know a little bit about Inside the Guy, right? All right, let's go to Major League Baseball, and let's see what came in last night. And surprise, surprise, look at that. Favorites, 12-4 last night in Major League Baseball. 12-4, 5-10-1 to the under. And you can see the under cashed in very nicely last night. Some really good baseball games. I was between the Philly game, Atlanta, and the Toronto game. And I also watched a bit of the Ottawa Red Blacks, the CFL game. Hey, we got a new quarterback in town. He looked really good last night. Cade Evans, he came in. Nobody knew what to expect. And next thing you know, he's doing some great stuff. So it was nice to see the Ottawa Red Blacks get back in the win column. In fact, it was 2 years since they had a home victory. So I'm happy for the faithful here in Ottawa. But looking at last night, 12-4 for the favorites on the Major League Baseball. So if you're betting favorites, again, with the last week, you're going to see a lot of favorites going to come in here, right? All right, so let's go to the over-unders. And you can see 67% of the unders have came in last night. 5-10-1 to the under. So if you're betting unders right now, especially yesterday, you're doing pretty well. But we're in a neutral market on the 7-day average, and 66.9% of the favorites have cashed in on the last 7 days in the favorites. So if you're betting favorites in baseball, hopefully you're maybe, when favorites come in like that, the books don't like it, right? Because all the parlays are cashing in. All right, so we take a look at this yesterday. The Major League Baseball, NFL, we talked about what came in, and, underdogs in the week number 3, 50-50, right? So Major League Baseball, and let's go to the NFL standing. Now, I was doing the standings this morning, and this was really, really interesting. And I'm just going to read some of your comments before I get on to this. Favorites except the Red Sox killed a good night for me. Love my Braves. Yeah, Mark's from Georgia, so hey, you got a little scary there in the bottom of the ninth with the closer. With Smith, the closer there. Me too, Mark. No value, no play, what I say. Just catching up. Notice that you did the horse track down the road from my house. Let me know if you need to have someone eyes reporting from the races. Oh, Tyler McCoy. So I guess Tyler McCoy is from Indiana Grand, and you love the horses too, Tyler. With COVID, I normally go to 1 or 2 tracks a year during the year, but this year with COVID, I wasn't able to get out to Woodbine or down south. But I always like to, especially when I go on vacation in the wintertime, I always try to go to Gulfstream or Tampa Bay Downs. One of those tracks, right? Hey, a day at the track is always a good time, right? It's like a day in the golf course. No value on Red Sox yesterday, that's for sure, says Elliot V. All right, so I'm taking a look at the rankings here in the NFL. Now, we're going to be a little bit all over the place here today, and then I'll get to the Major League Baseball handicap. It'll be Ask Me Anything today, guys. But if you do want the forecast, I've already released a video this morning with the computer picks on them. So if you're looking for the Major League Baseball computer picks, they are on our YouTube channel. All right, so let's take a look at the top 5 scoring offenses right now in the NFL. Arizona Cardinals, 34.3 points a game. Tampa Bay, same thing. LA Rams, 31.6. Buffalo, 31.3. And the Kansas City Chiefs at 30.6. Now, the reason why I'm doing this today and I'm talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, yeah, they might have a top 5 offense, but they got the worst scoring defense in the league. Look at this. I didn't expect this when I was reviewing the stats this morning. They're tied with the Detroit Lions and the Atlanta Falcons for the worst defense. 31 points, against 31.67, and that's not and this is why I've been fading the Chiefs. If you've been watching the videos, I said Kansas City hasn't covered a spread in the dog years at home, right? It's been a long time since they covered the spread home. I think they're a bit I know they're a bit always over exaggerated when the line comes out, but we'll see this weekend if the Denver Broncos defense is for real. They've only given up 8.67, but they haven't played anybody, right? When you're playing the Giants and you're playing Jacksonville, of course you're gonna look pretty good. Carolina, I think Carolina's looking good at 10 points against. New Orleans Saints, good win this weekend against New England. Buffalo, 14.67. I'm still trying to understand Buffalo's week 1. How they lost to Pittsburgh. I really don't understand that. And New England, 17 points against, and the jury's still out on that offense. But I think it's going to be a tough one this Sunday against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, anyways, if you click on game matchups right here, here's a good exercise that if you're ever handicapping and you're handicapping by units, and when I mean units, I'm talking about the offensive unit, defensive units, or the special team units, right? And what I like to do is, like, when I'm looking at a game like this, Jacksonville against Cincinnati, I'll say, okay, which is the best unit from an offense and defensive point of view? And it's a good way to handicap to find indicators, right? So if you're really stuck between a game, you say, you know what? Okay, if I'm really undecided here on Cincinnati -7, I'm just giving an example, right? I'm not saying this is a pick. So let's say Cincinnati -7.5, over-under is 46.5. When I look at all the units on the offensive and defense, I'll say, okay, which is the best unit on this field? And I'll go through every game and I'll just tell you which team has the best unit. So Cincinnati's defense, the best unit on the field. Pittsburgh and the Packers, believe it or not, the Steelers' defense, hey, hard to believe, but the Steelers' defense will be the best unit on the field on Sunday. Here you got San Francisco's offense, the best unit on the field against the Seahawks. Tampa Bay, the offense, look at that, 34.3. That's the best units right there. Cleveland against Minnesota, and believe it or not, Cleveland's defense is the best unit that will be on the field against Minnesota. We'll see if Minnesota's got their act together. Tennessee Jets, this one is really hard to believe. The New York Jets, when you look at the offense and defense of both teams, the Jets' defense is the best unit that'll be on the field this Sunday. The Broncos against the Ravens, obviously, you got to take the strength of schedule into consideration. Denver's defense will be the best unit. New Orleans Saints' defense is the best unit against the Giants. The Panthers' defense, a little bit surprising. Carolina's Panthers' defense, and it's too bad McCaffrey can't stay healthy, right? It's like, well, what's that guy I'm always talking about in NBA? Porzingis. Yeah, this is McCaffrey. I hope it doesn't turn into another Porzingis where he's always injured, right? Arizona's offense against the Rams. Now, believe it or not, Arizona's offense is better than the Rams' offense, but the Rams' defense a little bit better, ranked number 9. Kansas City on offense against Philly. And let me see here. We got a tie between the Bears' defense and the Lions' offense. And then you got the Colts' defense. That's against the Miami Dolphins. Now, Miami, I was talking to a buddy of mine yesterday, and I said, you know what the Miami Dolphins are? They're just that opportunistic team where they don't, they're not flashy on offense. The defense is average, but they just seem to capitalize on other teams' mistakes at certain points of a game, and that's why they win their games, in most of their games, right? Washington, Atlanta, you can see the best unit on the field. It's hard to believe this, but Washington's offense is the best unit against the Falcons. Houston and the Bills, you know what? Look at that. Ranked 4th on offense, ranked 4th on defense. Looking good for the Super Bowl. And the Raiders, Chargers. The Raiders offense is the best offense of unit that will be on the field this Monday night when the Raiders take on the Chargers. That will be a great football game. All right, so let's take a look at the standings in Major League Baseball. And I wanted to show you guys this. So let me go to team standings. And speaking of Atlanta, I saw Mark Nations there. And I wanted to talk about the Atlanta Braves in this situation. So let's take a look at the we'll start off with the overall top 5 teams. Giants, Dodgers, Rays, and Brewers, and Astros. Those are the teams with the most wins. Now let's go to home here. Let's see which teams have the best home record. There's the Dodgers, the Rays, the White Sox, San Fran, and the Boston Red Sox. Those are your top 5 home teams. But this one here surprised me a bit. And I'll tell you why I'm a little surprised. So look at the Giants, the best road team. Milwaukee, Dodgers, Atlanta. Atlanta at 46. And then you got the Yankees. Now, when I saw this morning, I said, all right, Atlanta, I see you there at 46. Where are you in the home team? So when I went back to the home, I said, oh, they must be a top 10 at home, right? Nope. How about 23rd? Look at that. Atlanta's home record on the year, 38-36. Wow. And most of those losses were at the beginning of the year because they did win on that streak when Ronald Acuna Jr. got injured. But that, to me, that's Jekyll and Hyde right there, right? You're talking about a top 5 road team record at 46 wins. But then when you look at their home record, Atlanta Braves, and you look down here, only 38 wins, right? So that's a difference of, where is it here? Let me go back up here. And let me take a look at their road record. 46, so that's what, 18 game difference right there. So just a little, these are the type of quirky little stats that I look for when I, sometimes when you're handicapping, you got to be a little bit unorthodox, right? Because you don't want to get caught into the mainstream I call it headline handicapping. You don't want to get caught reading headlines off, ESPN, Fox Sports, Twitter, because once you fall into that trap, I call it that death trap of sports betting, then you become Joe Square, right? Joe Public. And you got to think against the grain. That's why I rarely listen to sports radio anymore. I will listen to a couple of guys that I like on sports radio, but I listen for the information. But I don't listen to ESPN anymore because I find if you listen to like ESPN radio, then you get into that mindset of Joe Reporter, who just reports it like not like a business aspect, but more like a fan. And that's where you can get in trouble when you listen to that type of, even on, like, say, Sports Center or whatever, right? I don't listen to those things because I don't want to get caught into that death trap of consensus thinking, right? So anyway, this is a little one of my unorthodox ways of handicapping. And I tend to go mostly, percentage play and value, right? I talk about it all the time. But anyways. All right, so what are people saying here? Good morning, there's Jukebox. I see you, Jukebox. Agreed. A GM, they should have won Mark. Their bullpen cost them. Atlanta is in the Hoyes. Braves win again. Yeah, Atlanta did pretty well. Mainstream media is clueless garbage, says Isaiah. Well, you know what? There's a couple of guys that are pretty good out there. Like I like Bart Scott. I'll listen to Bart Scott anytime because he talks just like a guy in the dressing room, and he like I told you at the beginning of the show, right? My Bosch reference. When you look at that show Bosch, the straight shooters, right? You give me a straight shooter anytime and not try to fluff me and just give me bull crap. I love straight shooters, guys who just shoot from the hip and tell you how they feel, right? That's why I think Bart Scott is going to be really good in this industry. All right, let me get to the next one here. Who are the baseball favorite? All right, so the best favorites and underdogs the last 2 weeks. Now, I'm always handicapping in cycles, right? And sometimes I always, in baseball, I'll always have my 4 teams that my go-to teams that I look at right away to see if there's any value. And my 4 teams, right? I'm always talking about Tampa Bay, the Giants, Seattle, and who's the other one? I always forget the 4th one. San Francisco, is it Milwaukee? Tampa Bay, Giants, Seattle, and I think it's Milwaukee. I can't remember. Anyway, there's 4 of them that I always look for every day, and I want to see where they're at. Let me see here. Let me look at my list. Colorado, Pittsburgh, Yankees, Toronto, Boston, Baltimore, Miami, Mets, Philly, Atlanta, Detroit, Minnesota. Lately it's been St. Louis, Texas, Cincinnati, White Sox. White Sox were good at the beginning of the year. Cleveland, Kansas City, Tampa Bay, San Francisco, and Seattle. Yeah, the 4th one, it varies sometimes, right? It varies. Like Milwaukee's been a good one too, and Detroit. Believe it or not, Detroit on the return on investment, they've been a pretty good. But those main 3 for sure. But there is a 4th one. I just can't recall it right now. Looking at the last 2 weeks, and again, thinking in cycles, right? You got to, nothing goes up forever, nothing comes down forever. You got to find put your thumb on the right cycle to see if you're betting. So what I like to do now and again is I like to look at the last 2 weeks to see which team as an underdog is doing very well. And sometimes you run into like this situation here. When Baltimore's an underdog the last 14 days, look at the under, 3-9 to the under. And also, let me see if there's any other. Kansas City, 3-7 as a dog. And again, these are underdogs, so we're not going to see a lot of. See, there's Seattle again, right? 5-3 as an underdog. Let me see any more pearls here to talk about. Miami, don't even touch Miami as an underdog, 1-6. Let me see, Washington 6-2-1 to the over. The New York Mets as an underdog, 0-7. Cubbies 2-9, but look at the Cubbies road over/under record, 9-2 to the over. The Cubbies to the over as an underdog the last 14 days. St. Louis 7-0. And what else? Is there any other good value here? Arizona, not good, 3-10. Colorado 2-8-1 as an underdog the last 14 days. And San Diego, struggling. I'm finding a lot of value bets in playing player batting strikeouts with DraftKings, and I've been doing well over the last few days. Wish I knew another site that does player strikeout at the plate. Yeah, you know what? Prop betting like that is finding more and more traction into the industry, right? But the thing with those type of things, you got to be careful because you get caught in prop betting or you're betting live betting. There goes your bankroll really quickly, right? All right, let me go back to favorites now, the last 14 days. So we took the look at underdogs, and let's take a look here at favorites, how they've done the last 14 days in Major League Baseball. So we'll go to September 14th to the 28th. We won't include today's date. And let me see here. So New York Yankees right off the hop as a favorite, 7-3 the last 14 days. Boston 7-3. Toronto Blue Jays 3-7-1 to the under. And I had the under yesterday, and I've been riding that for a while with the Blue Jays. And again, cycle betting, right? You're looking in cycles. White Sox 4-9 to the under. Kansas City as a favorite, 4-0 as a favorite. And again, but it's not very often, so you got to keep an eye out on Kansas City whenever that opportunity comes back. There's Seattle again. So you see what I mean? Like each and every year, you got to get like 3 or 4 of those under the radar type teams at the beginning of the year because people don't have confidence in them. You know, how many times I'll say it like I said yesterday, how many times did you think Seattle and San Fran were going to drop off, and they never did? Houston 8-5, not a great record. Who else is good? Philadelphia 9-3 is a favorite, but they were an underdog yesterday against old Charlie Morton, right? St. Louis Cardinals 7-0, and who else has been good as a favorite in baseball? Dodgers 9-3, And again, the favorites, right? So that's why we do the SBI, the sports betting index, to see which favorites are coming in. And, when you do these type of exercises, then you handicap the game, then, you find those indicators, right? Kansas City, 4-0 is, what did I say, is a favorite. So we'll see. Are they a favorite here today, Kansas City? We're going to Kansas City. Nope, they're an underdog. So anyways, good little exercise to do once in a while. And Major League, let's take a look at football standings in the team standings for the NFL. Let's go to team stand. Or was it league? Yeah, the league. So remember last week I showed you guys the NFL and where's the best value? Was it was it an underdog at a certain line? So favorites in the NFL straight up winning at 58.3, underdogs 41.6. Against the point spread, underdogs 60% on the year. So if you're betting NFL underdogs, they are cashing in at a 60.4% clip. But where is the value in those underdogs, right? So let's go down here and look at this. Underdogs that are, say, a pick'em to 6.5, they have a record of 25-11. But 3.5 to 6.5, they are covering 71% of the game. So let me repeat that. NFL underdogs of 3.5 to 6.5 on the season are covering at 71.4%. Now, the bad news is the cat's out of the bag, right? So everybody knows this, and green indicates you're late to the party. So if you've been betting favorites at underdogs 3.5 to 6.5, you're smiling like a butcher's dog because you are making money. Now, where's the value in the over-unders? And let me take a look at some of the over-under records. And road favorites this year so far. Road favorites 6-12 to the under. So that's a pretty good one right there. Obviously, the opposite is home underdogs, right? 6-12. But what about, look at this. Underdogs of Pick'em 2 +3. Underdogs of Pick'em to +3. Let me go to my database. I got to verify this one. That looks too good to be true. Let me go here. Let me go to my dashboard. And let's see here. Let's go to, what did I say again? Wow, look at that. 13-2. Pick'em to +3 underdogs. Wow. That is, that's pretty good. All right, so Pick'em to +3 underdogs. Where are you, the underdogs? There you go. Current NFL season. And let's see if, let's see what we got on top here. Yeah, look at that. Wow. 13-2 to the under, 10-5 against the point spread. So that would pertain to this weekend. Let's take a look at the NFL. So pick them to +3 underdogs. This Seattle 49ers could be a good underplay. And what did we say the favorite was? Look at that. So the favorites are 10-5 straight up and 10-5 against the number. So if the team wins straight up, they cover the spread, right? But look, this here is just, wow. That's unbelievable. So Seattle, San Fran under. Cleveland, Minnesota under. Baltimore, Denver under. Of all these games, let me know which one you guys think has the best shot of covering the under spread, right? You got Detroit, Chicago under. I think that could be, what's the total in that game? 41.5. And then you got Washington, Atlanta under 47.5. That's a high total. And that's it. So of all those 4 games that I gave you, 4 or 5, right? So Detroit, Chicago Bears under 41.5. Washington, Atlanta 47.5. You have Seattle, San Francisco 21.5. 51.5 is the total. That's a high one right there. But you got Seattle can put points, right? Anytime the one thing that worries me in totals is passing teams, right? Seattle, I'm not too worried about San Fran's passing team, but it's the Seahawks. They can throw. Cleveland, Minnesota, 51.5. That one there I like a lot. That one there, but that Minnesota defense is absolutely brutal. And Baltimore, Denver, that one there could go under too, right? So of all those 5 games, which one do you guys like the best to go under, right? Anyways, again, things that make you go, and you just wonder about it. And this is why when I do my handicapping, and when I first did this show, this is what I really set out to establish. I want it to be like a little bit all over the place, unorthodox, because if you want to be a good gambler, structure, I know I talk about daily routine in your life, but when you're handicapping, you really got to go find everything, right? You got to research and you got to put in the work. And this is the type of stuff that when we do this show, it's a bit of a potpourri of everything, right? So we're trying to do a little bit of everything. Now, college football results, I want to show you guys this. I did the same type of scenario in college football. So let me go to my college football and let's go to, I think it was underdogs. Pick them to -3 or less underdogs in college football. Let me see if this was the one I wanted to show you guys. So if you guys are betting college football, watch this. It's here. I think it's underdogs. If not, it might be favorites. Let me take a look. Mark says Washington, Atlanta under. Baltimore, Denver under, says ball cash. Yeah, those are two solid plays right there. I agree with you guys. All right, let's go database. There we go. 10, look at that. So if you're betting pick'em to +3 or less underdogs this season, you're 21-13 straight up. That is amazing. Underdogs winning 21-13 straight up as a pick'em to +3 underdog in college football. Look at the point spread. 21-10-3, but look at the under. 10-24-0. So guys, pretty solid information here, and there's over 70 games. I will include this. Now I'm gonna do my college football show today, and if you're just tuning in right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my college football pre-recorded, so this way I don't, I'm not under the gun for an hour, and if I got a lot of information, you can just fast forward through it. But this is the type of information that I'm gonna give you guys on the college football show. Tuesdays for me are write-offs. Like I wake up at 6 in the morning and I probably go to bed till like 11 to 10, 11 at night. Just the research on Tuesday, and most handicappers are like that too, right? Tuesdays, and especially when you got a site like this, and again, I say it all the time, I'm not ESPN. I just I mop the floors, close the light, and I do security at night. And when you do all that stuff, Tuesdays are a very long day because college football, it's like 70-some games, right? And then you want to get the NFL stats all ready. So I'm going to have a really good college football show for you guys today, and I just wanted to show you that. All right, let's go back to the next one I want to show you. Now, NFL, and again, I know I'm a little bit all over the place here today, but these are, these are the pearls, eh? Just give them pearls, baby. That's what they want. They want the pearls. So I'm giving you guys pearls, so when you're doing your handicapping, NFL, college football, these are things that you can consider when indicators, right? I call these indicators. Now, last week we talked about. Let me go back to my front page. So let's go back and do a little recap of last week. And I talked about teams that started 0-2 or 2-0. And let me go to NFL. And again, if you ever want to see a past show or past information, just go to the tabs, click on NFL, college football, or whatever, and you can see that will be there. Now, where was it? Was the teams out there? It is the good, the bad, and the over, right? So week number 3, teams that started 3-0 or 0-3. All right, I'm just going to load up here. And let me see. All right, here we go. So remember this chart here last week, teams. Now let's take a look, see how it did, right? That's one thing I like to do. I like to go back to see if bringing this information was good and was it beneficial, right? So last week we talked about teams that started 2-0. So we had the home favorite, home underdogs, away favorites, away underdogs, and the ATS good was Carolina, Tampa Bay, Arizona. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad. A good little meatloaf reference right there. Hey, for you classic rock people out there, little meatloaf. Straight up good. Carolina, Tampa Bay, Arizona had a 2-star. Denver had a 2-star. The Giants, that didn't pan out. Tennessee worked out. Baltimore, yeah, we got lucky there. And Seattle did not pan out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins, and I think how many losses? So we had 1, we had 2, and 3. 5 and 3, not bad. And the straight up bad teams that we said, all right, that teams that went 0-2 to stay away from. Detroit, Minnesota, they won. Jacksonville lost. Jets lost. Falcons, they won, barely. Colts lost. Green Bay, they won on the Sunday night. Miami lost, and the Rams won. So, it's just something that I want to show you guys. And the totals. Remember I said there was 3 totals I want to see. Now, San Fran, who did San Fran play again? They played the Packers. That game go over? I can't remember if that went over or not. Broncos, that game did not go over, and the Raiders went over. So I think 2 out of 3, right? So I think we're going to call this the meatloaf segment. Hey, the meatloaf segment. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I'm going to take the teams with no wins this weekend. All right, so which leads right into my next topic right here. So teams that where is it? I queued it up for you guys right here. So I looked at the teams that are 3-0 and 0-3 this week. So let's take a look at the teams that are 0-3, and then I'll do the 3-0 teams for you guys. So the teams that are 0-3, Jacksonville, New York Giants, the New York Football Giants. Hey, my poor friend Christian, he's a big Giants fan. It's his birthday today, so if he's listening, happy birthday, Christian. Detroit 0-3, and the Colts are 0-3. So Lions, Colts, who else did I say here? Jacksonville and the New York Giants are 0-3. So all teams are underdogs. All of those teams are underdogs. Now, I'm going to take a look at the teams that they're facing, right? And so right now, and I'll do the teams that have a -3 or less line. So when I look at the game between it was the last two. Yeah, Detroit is facing Chicago. The line is -2.5 for Chicago, and the Dolphins are -2.5 against Indianapolis. So those home teams are favored by -3 or less, right? And they're facing an opponent like the Lions and the Colts, who are 0-3. Let's see how the favorites do in these situations against those teams. Now, I didn't find any really starstruck stats that's going to say, wow, but this is not bad. You know what? It doesn't mean my 10-game retirement. So if you're thinking about picking the total on teams that are 0-3 against home favorites of -3 or less, the over is 7-2 since 1983. So not a bad little scenario. Now, keep in mind, we'll go back next week to see how those stats pan out. Now, let's look at the other side of the coin, right? Let's go to the home favorites. So now teams that are 3-0. Now, the thing with Arizona and LA, they're both 3-0 and they're facing each other, right? So LA's favorite 3-0. And then you got Denver, who's a favorite against Baltimore, depending where you're looking at what book. I see them at -1, 2.5 some places, pick them. So it's all over the place. So you got the 3-0 teams, Denver. You got Carolina. They're on the road, so it won't pertain to this type of query. Then you got the Rams are 3-0 against the Cardinals. And who else is 3? So you only got, how many teams are 3-0? Denver, you got Carolina, Arizona, and the Rams. So home favorites in Week 4 against teams that are 3-0. How do they do? So the home favorites, 44-12. Not a bad straight up, but the against the point spread, 32-23-1, and 30-26 against the point spread. Now, because Carolina is an underdog, let's take a look at road underdogs. Week 4 on a 3-game win streak, 8-19. So it doesn't look good for Carolina this weekend, and it doesn't look good for Denver. Oh no, we talked about Arizona too, right? So Arizona is an underdog this weekend. So I wanted to show you guys that. But if you're thinking of using that angle as when you're doing your handicapping, Rams and the Denver Broncos from this handicapping point of view might be one way to look at it, right? All right, and then we'll take a look at how the computer picks did last week, and then you guys can ask me anything. And you can ask me if you guys want to take a look at some of the baseball games for today. Now, last week, the computer stats. So, as you guys know, I keep track of all the 2 newsletters that I subscribe to. And I won't divulge their identity because I want to protect their business aspect too, right? But we'll take a look here at the NFL computer picks. I wonder why this is all choppy here. Might be a lot of traffic at the website. I don't know. That'd be a good problem to have. Looking at last week in the newsletter, so only straight up, 10-6 ATS computer pick. Newsletter number 1 was 10-6, and newsletter number 2 was 11-5. So every time I give you guys the my handicap, the football, the NFL, I always give you the newsletter picks, newsletter 1 and 2, and then I give you the averages, and so it's something to look at. But remember I gave you guys the underdogs and the favorites. So the favorites did better last week. They haven't been good on the year. They're only 5-10 against the spread. So the favorite consensus last weekend went 4-1, 3-2 against the point spread. So we're getting better. And the underdogs won again. Well, 50-50, right? 2-2 straight up, but 8-4 against the point spread. And the top underdog consensus picks last week that I gave you guys, New Orleans, Minnesota, Colts, and the Eagles. So 2-2, right? So it wasn't too bad. All right, let me take a look here what you guys are saying, and we'll handicap some of the baseball games for today. Top of the AM says one and done Sports Betting Network. How you doing, buddy? I'm going to take all the teams with no wins this weekend. Congratulations on your Ottawa win, Ron. Chad, we're breaking up the parade there, Chad. Packs went over. Okay, so the Packs did go over. I like the Jacksonville cover, says Isaiah. Lions win. Lions still need a quarterback. Yep. And let me see. Before you with Falcons, remember this. Always left counting on next season. All right. So, all right. Good morning, Breakfast Club. There's Gloria K. I'm late. Did you guys miss anything? You didn't miss much. Hey, and again, if you don't want to see the show, always go back to the replay, and you can see what you missed. All right, which game would you guys like me to handicap first? Let's talk about some of the Major League Baseball games today. I'll handicap them, and then you guys tell me. Just don't throw out every game, but I'll handicap a couple of games. And let's. There's Miss Denica. How you doing, Miss Denica? I was just about to ask you where you were, assist sniper. All right, so let's do the Blue Jays and Yankees. I'll do the Blue Jays and Yankees, and then you guys tell me which game you want me to do next. We got a great pitching matchup here between Garrett Cole and Jose Berrios. Now, he didn't have a great start when he got traded to Toronto, but he settled in, and his confidence grew, and he's been pitching better of late. In fact, let me bring up some of their records here. And looking at the line on this game here today, now the Yankees are what? Minus 108 now. The line is, I think when I opened up the line this morning, let me see where this line opened up. This line opened up minus 110 for the Yankees. Now it's minus 108 for the Toronto Blue Jays. And when you look at the pitching matchup tonight, Jose Berrios, 12-9 on the year, 3.48 ERA. And let me see his last couple of starts. He lost against Minnesota. He went 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, and then Minnesota back-to-back. He did good in the first game against Minnesota, 6 2/3. He got the win. He had 10 Ks last out, right? And Garrett Cole, man, he's been fiery of late, right? You ever see when Boone goes to the pitcher's mound? Garrett Cole is just fired up like a linebacker. He never wants to come out of a game. I don't blame him. 6 innings last game against Boston, 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 home run, 6 Ks. So a pretty good outing. Last time he lost was against Cleveland, September 19th, and he's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of his last 8 starts. So very good. When are you going to get Garrett Cole at plus minus 102 again, right? And again, I know I'm a Blue Jay fan. I like Toronto, but I'm a businessman too, right? So I do, when I look at this game, I look at the computer picks. Now, the computer pick does like the Yankees at 4.36 to 4.24. The over-under at 8.6. Yankees are 8-2. They're on a 7-game win streak right now, and I don't like going against teams on win streaks. That's why I'm always betting the Cardinals lately. 5-5 Toronto. Now, my line on the game, I had the Yankees at minus 180. I had the Blue Jays at minus 151. The chances of winning, the percentage play does favor the Blue Jays at 39% compared to 78% for the Kogo. And the Kogo stands for chance of game going over the total. And when I look at some of the edges down here, we got 17 edges to the Yankees, 8 for the Toronto Blue Jays. I do like the under. I do like the under in this game again. What's the total in this game? It's 8. Man, I wish it was like 8.5, 9. I would have liked that a little bit better. But the total is 8. And we'll see. Yeah, you know what? If Berrios can go about 5-6 innings, because you know Garrett Cole, he'll give you a 5-6 for sure, right? Maybe. Oh wow. I was thinking first 5, but maybe Yankees first 5, but the under in the total. Looking at the Toronto Blue Jays, 43-33 on the year, 33-36-7. Very balanced here, almost to the under. Yankees 45-34 on the year. More games have gone under. 32-45-2. Coming off a 7-2 win last night against Hyunjin Ryu and the Toronto Blue Jays. And let's take a look at some of the stats and trends going into this game. The Yankees on the road this year against a division opponent, 20-16, but look at the under. 12-23-1 to the under against division opponents on the road. What about the Toronto Blue Jays? 15-14-4 against division opponents. You know what? If I had to pick the side or the total, I'd go with the Yankees, but I like the under here again. I do look at that. The Toronto Blue Jays in a second game of a series, 6-15-4. So think about that, right? The second game of a series, game 1, you're sort of scouting them, you're figuring them out, their batters, right? And the second game, they tend to have good scouting reports because the under is 6-15-4. I do like the under in that game here today between the Blue Jays and the New York Yankees. All right, what other game you guys would like me to do? Big show today, says Sniper. Braves and Phillies. All right, Mark, let's go to the Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies. And I said yesterday, whoever's going to win this series is going to wrap up the National League East. And, Atlanta off to a good start, winning last night to 2-1. What a great baseball game. That was a really fun to watch. Now, minus 135 today with Max Fried going up against Aaron Nola. Now, I remember Isaiah saying yesterday he was going to wait to this day to take Max Fried. Are you still going to ride the Braves here today, Isaiah? I know you said yesterday you liked you were going to wait for Max Fried against Nola. Now, Philly 6-4 in the last 10. Atlanta is very hot right now. 4-game win streak. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. Look at the under record for the Phillies in their last 10. 2-7-1. Now, my line on the game, I had the Atlanta Braves at minus 113, but I also had the Phillies at minus 135. So when you're looking at a value perspective, you're getting an overvalued Atlanta Braves team, but you're getting a really good value here on Aaron Nola and the Philadelphia Phillies. But the only thing is that a team that's hot like this, Atlanta, and let me see how they do at home the last 30 days. I got a feeling 5-4. Okay, I thought it was going to be a little bit better, but they're only 5-4. But Philly 7-6 on the road in the last 30 days against left-handed pitchers on the road this season. 11-17, and when they're coming off a loss in Game 1 of a series, they're 10-11, and when they're coming off a loss this year, 20-17. So they're 20-17 off a loss, 14-21-2 to the under. You know what? It's hard to go against Atlanta in September right now. I think Atlanta is where I'm leaning here in this one. You're getting good value. You get Max Fried. And when I look at Max Fried, let me take a look at his couple of outings. Let's see how Aaron Nola's done here in his last couple of outings. What a great baseball. This is going to be a great day for baseball. Too bad we didn't have more afternoon games, right? But maybe that's a good thing, so it gives us more time to handicap. Max Fried, 13-7, 3.12 ERA. Max Fried has not lost a baseball game since July 28th. Do you really want to go against a pitcher who hasn't lost since July 28th? And then you got Aaron Nola, 9-8 on the year, 4.64 ERA. His last loss was September 7th. He did well in his last 2 starts against Pittsburgh and the Mets. Keep in mind it's Pittsburgh and the Mets. I think you go right back to the well here today and you go back to the Braves. I do like the Braves. All right, let's go here. Let me check, see who I missed. Yankees, Braves, Phillies, Detroit, Minnesota. All right, let's take a quick look at Detroit against Minnesota. I'll just wait for this page to load right up. And let me see. I had Rockies last night. I'm passing on them today with Lambert off the mound. I'm on the... Okay. All right, Michael Pineda going up against Casey Mize of the Tigers. Now, the one thing when Casey Mize goes for Detroit, the under is 8 overs, 19 unders, 2 pushes. And for Michael Pineda, 9-11 for the Twinkies when he's on the hill. And looking at that's an expensive price tag here on Minnesota. Minus 173. My line on the game was plus 110. So overvalued price here today on Pineda and the Twins. And for the Tigers, Tigers show a lot of spunk lately, right? Once Miggy got that 500 hit, I know they were going through a little bit of a, when he was going through his 500 run, they weren't playing some really good baseball. But once they got that, let me see, Detroit last 30 days on the road. Let me take a look at what their record is here. Last 30, 5-6, not that great. Minnesota at home last 30, 5-8. Had a good series against the Blue Jays. It's too bad Minnesota can't play the Blue Jays every day, right? Because they tend to seem to have the Blue Jay number. But 6-4 in the last 10. Look at the under. Now, this is what concerns me a bit, right? If we see this, the bookmaker sees this. The under in both combined teams, the last 20 games, you're looking at a 5-15. So 75% of both these two teams' games have gone under the total. Last 5 games for the Twins have gone under. Now, the percentage play, the Kogo is going to favor the over at 67%. But I guess when you look at this and look at the 8, 19, and 2 to the under, wow, the thing in baseball, if you're betting streaks, I find betting streaks in baseball is probably better than any other sports, right? Because you play every day, you play 160-some games a year. Either the under, but I do like Casey Mize and the Tigers here. I like the value you're getting with the Tigers. The only thing is I don't like betting on teams below 500, but you're facing another team below 500. And when Detroit's on the road against a team below 500, not a great record, 9-23 on the season. Game 2 of a series, 10-16, and the Twinkies against teams that are 41-50% in the standing, 16-22. Yeah, I think the under has more value, but if you want to go out on a limb and take the long shot, the underdog, Detroit would be the call here. All right, what else we got here? Tigers get the upset, says Isaiah. Boston caused me a winning day yesterday. Hey, ball cash, I feel you, man. I feel it. Hey, that sucks. You think Boston, you're in a pennant race, and you're playing Baltimore, right? You're feeling good about it, and that's hey, on any given Sunday, like they say in football, right? It just sucks. All right, Washington, Colorado. All right, let's Washington, Colorado. Let's do the Washington against Colorado. And let me just see. You had Rockies last night on the mound. Tigers are a great dog here. I agree, Isaiah. I think the Tigers are OG Wheat family. We just got to ride Cardinals till, yeah, you know what? Ball cash. That's what I've been doing. I've been riding the St. If anybody who's been a member of ATS, my underdog, my upset special has been St. Louis for what now? The last 5 days, and until they until they stop it, right? It's like in football. I always talk about this with my fellow coaches, right? And one of the things we always talk about is like, if you're running a play and they can't stop it, keep running it. We saw it this weekend. I forget which football team it was, but they were always running to the boundary. It was a college football game. It was, what game was I watching? I can't think of it right now. But they kept running to the boundary. And the boundary means like the short side of the field. So let's say I'm watching a football game and the ball's on the left hash. That's the left hash to the sideline is called the boundary, the short side of the field, and then the left hash to the other right hash in the boundary, that's the strong side of the field, right? So anytime you're watching a football game and you hear the announcer says, the boundary or the weak side of the field, he's talking about hash mark the sidelines. So I was watching this game and I was saying, this team keeps running to the boundary, the weak side, and they kept getting 5-6 yards a pop. And I said, you know what? If you can't stop it, keep running it. And run until they stop you, right? And that's the way I feel with in St. Louis Cardinals. If you can't beat them, join them, right? So keep betting the Cardinals until the hey, you're playing with house money right now. If you're betting St. Louis, you're betting house money, so enjoy it. Colorado, I don't see a starting pitcher right now for Colorado. Are you guys seeing anything for the Rockies right now? Let me see what this site is saying. Peter Lambert. All right, so we did have Peter Lambert, Paulo Espino, 5.45 to 4.77. And the Rockies 3-7 in the last 10. Don't like that. 2-8 to the under. My line on the game, I had plus 149 for Washington and plus 121. You can see it's a pick 'em price here. I do like Washington here, 5.45 to 4.77. The over-under at 10.22. Let me see. But the Rockies, though, against teams below 500 at home, 25-9. And what was the final last night? 3-1. So, see, they beat those teams they should be beating. I'm not touching this game. When in doubt, get out. And the Washington Nationals against teams that are 41 to 50% in the standings, 17-24, 6-9 the last 30 days, 19-35 against righties. Look at all the edges here for Colorado. Like my good friend Nobody Perfect said, right? Nobody's perfect. He says the fourth best team in baseball is Colorado if they just played all their home games. Third game of the series, 13-7, 31-26 against righties. But here's the bad news. The bad news is they're 4-11 the last 30 days. If you're going to play this game, I think the under is where you want to go. All right, White Sox game, says Isaiah Moore. All right, let's do the Chicago White Sox. White Sox against Cincinnati. Those Cincinnati Reds. All right, Sonny Gray going to go up against Carlos Rodon today of the Chicago White Sox. Now, minus 162 was the line I saw this morning when I printed out my tip sheet. And it's 165 right now for Carlos and the Chicago White Sox. When Rodon goes for the White Sox, they're 16-8 straight up, 7-16-1 to the under. Sonny Gray. Now, Sonny Gray. Sonny. Hey, every time I sing Sonny Gray, I want to sing that song, Sonny. Sonny Gray, 7-8 on the year, 3.99 ERA. And looking at his last few outings, yeah, Sonny Gray has not won a baseball game since September 1st. But he's not even giving you a lot of innings. He went 4 innings against Washington, 6 against the Dodgers. He had 4 hits, 4 runs. But, the thing is, you're looking at 2 aces right here, right? 2 really good pitchers. Sonny Gray against Carlos Rodon. Now, anytime you get a situation like this, I always say go back to your fundamentals. And the fundamentals are value. Where's the value today? Is it on Sonny Gray or Carlos Rodon? I had the line at minus 167, and you can see that. The line is right there. Fair market value, right? Giving credit to my rain report here. We're right in the fair market value. But minus 104 for the Cincinnati Reds, plus 155. Now, the Reds are 5-5 in the last 10. Chicago, if you watched that game against Detroit the other day, They blew a 8-2 lead, and it was 8-7. They nearly lost that game. It got a little hairy there, a little bench clearing brawl, and Detroit. It was nice to see Detroit fight back like that, but Hendricks came in, closed the door. Got a little bit too excited. You know, you're beating Detroit. You're not winning the World Series there, Hendricks. Hey, settle down there, buddy. Settle down. Hey, 3-game win streak, and when you look at Sonny Gray here in his last few starts, 1-3 in his last 3. And he's getting 4.6 run against run support 3, but he's given up 4.67. Not him, but the team is. And Sonny Gray 2-3. The team is in the last 5. And Carlos Rodon just heating up 4-1 in his last 5 games. Yeah, I don't know if I want to trust Cincinnati on the road. Let me see here. Non-division opponent 18-24. Now this is a non-conference game, and Cincinnati on the road against non-conference opponent this year 4-5. What about the White Sox? 7-2. Look at that. White Sox 7-2. Now keep in mind Cincinnati. Sonny Gray won't have to hit here, so you got a DH. Is that could help Cincinnati. That means Sonny Gray can go maybe a little bit longer in the let's say it's like the 5th or 6th inning, and they don't want to, the batter's coming up. Now you can put the DH. Maybe the under. Maybe the under is where you want to go here today. But I don't think I want to go against the White Sox. Rodon 4-1 the last 5. 6-3 Chicago last 30 days. 11-6 Cincinnati on the road last 30 days. 3-6. I think the under is where you want to go in this one. I think the under is where you want to go. Your ATS picks have been on fire. Much appreciated. Hey, you know what? The one thing I can say about my picks is I can get hot and cold real quick, right? And right now I'm enjoying the good run. But we all know this is a what have you done for me lately business. And if you don't win, no honey, no bees, right? No honey, no bees. But we got a beehive going right now. I have no idea yet. Ball cash. Woke up late. Gloria K, who you like? Your ATS, Reds. Beautiful day in Chicago. Oh, it's a beautiful day in Chicago. Thanks for the pearls, OG. You're welcome, OG. All right, did I miss anything? Any other games you guys want me to look at? If not, that's a wrap. Okay, that'll be a wrap. How many? An hour or 2. All right, perfect. All right, folks, don't forget, you can get the rain report each and every day right here at atsstats.com. We're just, hopefully we're an hour of sunshine into your day. Ooh, a little corny, but hey, just wanted to make sure that you guys are having a good time. And again, when I wake up each and every day, I think of the show and I think, okay, what do people want to hear about today, right? What's on their minds? What's on the news? What are they betting today? And that's what this show is all about, right? We want to focus on what you can use this information on today. And, the odd time we'll go a little off script and we'll take a look at the college football, NFL. I always like to plant seeds and go look, do a bit of my research. So this way, if you guys are a member of ATS, you can always see how I use the website, how I use the tools in the toolbox. And again, some good information today. If you missed any of the information earlier on the show about NFL, college football, remember those stats that I showed you in the NFL, picking the +3 underdogs? Absolutely killing it to the under, right? What did I say? 13-2 to the under. So those are the pearls, baby, that we give you each and every day right here at atsstats.com. All right, Jermaine Brown, I see you. Cleveland, KC. I'll do one more, and that'll be it. All right, let's go to Major League Baseball. And we'll go to Cleveland against Kansas City. All right, Cleveland, Kansas City. -118. The over-under is set at 9. And let's take a look here on this game. Cleveland. We're going to Kansas City. Daniel Lynch against Zach Plesac. -118 is the line. The over-under set at 9. 5.8 to 4.2. The over-under at 10.14. When Plesac goes for the Tribe, they're 14-10. Daniel Lynch coming on lately. 7-7 when he starts for the Royals. The Royals are 6-4 in the last 10. Tribe are 4-6. Now, last night was a 6-4 victory for Kansas City against the Cleveland Indians. And looking at some of my numbers down here, nothing really to write home about. The value index, -116 for, look at that, -118. So fair market value. And you're getting good value here today on the Tribe. They're coming off a loss. I normally like to play those teams below 500. If they come off a loss, to play against the team that came off the win. And let me take a look at Kansas City's home record last 30 days. 5-8 against righties, 22-16. Second game of a series, coming off a win, 20-17. The under is 15-20. coming off a home win as a favorite, 6-11-1. So we're seeing indicators pointing towards the under. The Tribe, though, 8-5, 16-16 against Southpaws. Teams that have a 41-50%. You know what? Could be worth a run here on the Tribe. I like Cleveland. I do like Cleveland on the early scouting report here between Plesac and Daniel Lynch. Minus 118. Pretty good value right there. All right, folks, there you have it. That is the rain report in a nutshell today for a hump day for a September 29th. Don't forget, you can get 20% off your next membership package. Use promo code FB21. It's only good for 2 more days. So if you're thinking about being a member, use promo code FB21. Get 20% off your next membership right here at ATSstats.com. All right, folks, as they always say, shop for value, play those percentages, and we'll be back here tomorrow. Hasta la vista, baby. See you mañana.